Good morning. So, I have a lot to catch up on, and this episode is going to cover a short session that went pretty well, with some interesting stuff happening. Don't forget, we're coming off the vibe from last 2 days sessions, being one pretty bad, and two good but bad RNG. The next day, we get geared, hop into Discord, and run into our first maiden. Specs are good and entry bows were big as well. She's already really deep. We run back and both our bows are big.
Mac?
Oh,
This is a 16-second proc. They're pretty rare, and as I said before, they're usually not that good unless we can get the stack. At 61%, it's looking kind of grim, but we do have a ZCB incoming, and I hit a big bow. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite proc on the 50 flat, and it's slightly delayed. You hate to see it. It's still fine though. It was only a small delay. Most of the 70s craps are actually gone, and only the North 2 leaks with about 50%. Our push to 30s might be decent. It's probably not going to be 18 seconds though, so we're not stacking the 50s on the 30s. S1 is 44% and walks in during the skip. It would have been nice if the ranger had time to hit it, but he had to make sure 30s proc to prevent the whole pile from also walking in. We killed a remaining pile with the S2 30s freeze after all. In the end, that slightly delayed 50s proc caused the N2 70s to go in with 50% and the S1 50s with 44%. Had it procced, my teammates would have had just enough time to kill them off, probably saving us a cycle. Those tiny margins are the difference between a 112 and a 115. First maiden of the day, runnable. You love to see it. Ever since the Sode maze stall method, we've been duo necking. We used to run 3 in setups, but we need 20 necks for Sode, so we can't afford the inventory space for 3 in anymore. We kind of got spoiled during that time because bloats were like 90% runnable. Now it's back to being a bit of a gamble, and it's always the question, do we get the bloat? Today's answer? Yes, we do. It's so early in the sesh that I'm not fully into it yet, and I don't even show my chat box here. I guess we'll figure out what the entry is after Nilo. Waves were good, and we're ready for a god boss. Let's see it. I insta-zero it, claw, and switch into my range gear. Oh. Well, that's disappointing. Come on, no more mage phases. A range phase? Okay, that's good, so everybody can get their ZCB specs off. Go melee now. Yes. And we're actually chunking him down too. He's already really low health. He could die on the next... Nope. Sorry, I had to do that. It's always annoying when you're on pace and you have 2 mage phases, but what can you do? It's probably still runnable, just not exactly what we were hoping for. It dies and we get the 531 into Sode. Not too bad actually. Regardless of that Nilo boss, everything is going great so far. We're playing really well and it's starting off to be a great day. We get one hammer into an instant backup, that's good. I managed to take an early venge, and we proc a quick first maze. I think you guys already know that we want to be under 70 health because I've said it a few times, but let me explain why. Basically what happens during the stall is that we take all the mace damage after the stall on the same tick. As long as even just one of the hit splats procs your PNEC, it will heal you. The interesting part is the order of how the game deals with this stall. The damage happens first. That means that during the stall, technically, you go to 0 HP. Take even more damage from additional splats, which cannot bring you any lower, and then the PNEC heals you as you come out of the stall. This means that even if you're 25 HP and you stall, you can take hundreds of damage as long as one of the hit splats procs your PNEC. However, due to the mace having a max hit of 22, if you're above a certain threshold, something curious can occur. PNECs proc when we take a hit splat while under 20 HP. This means that if you are 88 HP and take 4 22s, you will not proc a PNEC and die. That is basically the situation that can kill you when you go into the maze at high health. I'm not 100% sure about why the threshold is about 72 HP, but it seems to be in that range, so that's why we play for it. We killed a Sode and it's a 135. First run of the day, semi-runnable. We decided to just go to Verzik since we're so early into the session and we're just having a good time. We get to Zarpus and as per usual nothing interesting happens. Tuki misses his ZCB on a 5 defense Zarpus,
Unlucky.
which costs us a cycle. Pretty unlucky. And the Zarp puts us way outside of runnable thresholds. Like I said though, we just felt like doing Verzik, so we did. Nothing great happened at Verzik. We had a below average P1 and a pretty average P2. During P3, the crabs spawn and we deal with them reasonably well. The boss gets moved a little bit, but it got moved way later than in the last episode, so we were mostly fine already. I think multiple people lost a tick or two due to having to dodge the back east melee crab and the boss going in the opposite direction. So I asked the tank to drag the boss slightly further from the web spot to make sure we can all be on tick when webs start. So far, our damage actually looks really nice. We almost proc south, but unfortunately during webs our damage falls off significantly and we only kill her at the end of webs. Those were some unfortunate swings, and with a bad P1 and now bad P3, the Verzik is completely lost and we get a 1246 raid completion. That's nothing to scoff at, especially since we basically just ran a warm-up raid.
Can we get money for once in our lives in speeds?
Actually,
Nope?
never.
Okay, well,
Stupid question. Next up, we get the Sode again on a pretty shitty pace. I haven't showed you yet what we do when we get chosen, and basically because the person who gets chosen doesn't proc their Phoenix on the maze, they equip a Phoenix and proc it by using the group heal spell. This spell takes away your own health and shares it with the people who are DD'd with you. We do this because as the people who stalled come off the maze, they are just under 50 health. When they get healed, they are above 50 health, which means they can take 1 Venge, since Sode's max hit is a 50. If we didn't group heal, we couldn't take Venges during P2 and P3. I messed up this Sode pretty bad, and besides some minor inefficiencies, I double click my range prayer and tank an orb at 16 health. GG, go next. In the next run, we get a really sick maiden, and if I didn't mess it up like this, I would probably have showed you the whole thing. But I double clicked again, this time cancelling my Ice Barrage and going for a Kodai Bob. We lose the skip, and I went for a coffee break after this. Sometimes you just need a minute. I double clicked again. About half an hour and a few maidens later, we get a runnable maiden, but someone decided that we can do better. Not really though, some maidens feel worse than they really are, and he just zoned out and resigned on autopilot.
It's runabout, it's runabout.
Oh,
No, it's 15.
no!
No! Whoa.
Finally get one.
Back. The next maiden looks runnable, but we get a slow 30s push, and someone had taken a bath or something, because just look at how bloody this room gets. We push for the 30s proc, and I'm already looking for a path to make it to maiden. I decide to just send it, because I need to proc my Venge, and still have a claw spec too. No time to waste. Then the blood chases me away from east, and instead of going north, where I would have to flinch, I just eat some more blood and fight my way south. Somehow, regardless of all the bloody healing, we get a 115. Well, you won't hear me complain. The blood was good.
1k claw. 1k almost.
Kill him here.
Let's
go.
I see.
And the Nilo boss was not. I'm even starting to hum the Harry Potter theme with all these mage bosses. We still have a shot when we get the Sode, but then one of my teammates, Alex, comes to a realization. Yo.
Oh my god.
What?
We ran some after 2 yesterday.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're out of swaps.
Wow. Yep.
Turns out he used one of his swaps last night, so as we got here for the 5th Sode, he didn't have any swaps left. Because the maze method completely depends on being on Lunars to stall, we spent some time thinking about what we could do besides resigning. We decided that 4 Phoenix is enough for 1 maze, and we just have to gamble that he gets chosen at least once.
I'm chosen?
Okay.
I can't do the thing though?
It's on Arceus.
Even though we got super lucky with Alex being chosen, someone died on the maze and we lost a run. Not a big deal though, it wasn't that great of an entry and Alex wouldn't have Venge nor Thralls for the next 2 rooms either. Alright guys, that's it for today's video, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making this one more than last episode because that one was kind of a bummer for me personally. I feel like we're so close to getting wrecked though, and it could really happen any day now, and I can't wait for the series to end. Not because I dislike making these videos, but rather because it'll be a huge accomplishment in both the game and for my channel. Either way, like and subscribe, consider checking out my Twitch, and as always, thanks for watching.